Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your reading for October 12 through 18. We're going to open up the energy of the reading today with the Coyote Spirit. It says, trust in divine detours. All right, that might be exciting. Sometimes the detours give us the best scenery, don't they? Sometimes they lead us to destinations we never thought we wanted to see. But let's find out what those detours might mean for us. Well, first we have a couple of cards leaping out of the pack, a Queen of Pentacles and an Eight of Swords, okay? We might be overthinking the detours a little bit. We might be resisting those detours because they're not part of the plan. Here we have a Five of Cups also, anticipating them to be sort of negative, right? Anticipating the detours to be unwanted, painful detours. There's a Page of Wands, Eight of Wands, Seven of Swords. We've been getting the Eight of Wands a lot this cycle of readings. I think everybody is experiencing kind of an increase in the momentum of life, right? Oh, but look at that. Oof, yeah. Nine of Cups here and a Two of Pentacles. That's kind of the detour. The Two of Pentacles is you responding to detours. Three of Pentacles is you making the detours work for you. And the King of Swords is you admitting that, okay, the detour was a good idea. Okay, I admit it. So I like this energy. I like this reading for you already. I know we have, the Seven and the Eight of Swords. We have the Five of Cups. And we're sort of maybe expecting things to be not as fun. But I think our Nine, I think we're saved in this reading big time by our Nine, our Two, and Three here, over here. Path of the Serpent really saves us. Okay, let's select the mystery card, bonus card. Confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. The factor infinite and unknown, and we're just going to set it down right over here with Alien, Simon Mork Ripley, right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together and give us the confirmation we need at the end of the reading. If you have a prediction, please put it in the comments down below anytime, okay? Let's look around the room, because one thing that I'm noticing here is that there isn't a major arcana card. Where are the trumps, right? We don't have any today. Well, we have fire, fire. We have water and water. You've got air and air and air. You've got earth and earth and earth. Okay, this is the way you're thinking about the events of your life. You're thinking about things that are happening in the world, okay? And I think that we're sort of anticipating them to be bad, but in reality, they're going to be good, okay? So I think this is a very, very positive energy that we're seeing here. But why isn't there any major arcana energy? Well, because I think Spirit's saying, look, these are the cards you get. This is the detour that you get. This is what's happening in the world around you, and you can't change that. What you can change is how you respond to the world. What we can control is how we respond to the things that happen. We can't control the world, but we can control ourselves and our reaction to the world. Okay? So I feel like Spirit's here saying, look, Spirit's the table. Spirit is the ground that we're walking on. Spirit is the field in which we are experiencing all of these energies. And Spirit's saying it's up to you how you're going to handle that. So I feel like a lot of you, yes, a lot of you are getting some kind of a detour this week, or you've already felt it. Okay? You've already experienced the detour, perhaps, some of you. And Spirit's saying you can't change that. This is the field that you have to play on. This is the circumstances within which you find yourself. And you have your free will to decide how you're going to respond. Okay? I think this is actually very good. We start out with the Queen of Pentacles. Okay? And the Queen of Pentacles is sometimes looking at the past. Very much. You look at that card looking at the past. I think that a lot of you are looking at that long and winding road behind you and kind of thinking like, I took a wrong turn at Albuquerque. You know, that somehow there was a detour that we weren't expecting. And now it's kind of like the Queen's looking at this pentacle and thinking, how did I get here? How did I get to right here where I am now? Well, if you look at the past, you can see that long and winding road. And maybe the long and winding road is a road of detours, right? It's the twists and turns of life, the detours that life gives us. And of course, the ups and downs is the emotional roller coaster. So we see the fluctuation of the emotions, and we see the fluctuation of the pentacles, right? The physical circumstances, right? Your strengths this week are going to be your resourcefulness and your nurturing energy. Okay, that resourcefulness, basically, it's a game of Chopped. It's MacGyver, right? It's a game of Chopped where you have a basket full of ingredients. You've got to make the most out of it. If you got lemonade, or you got lemons, I should say, you're going to make the lemon meringue pie, right? No one wants lemonade anymore. I think that this is, it's not so much that you're getting dealt a bad deck of like hand of cards, I don't feel that at all. I feel like we're going down roads, we're taking turns that we weren't really planning on. We weren't expecting life to take this particular thing. In any given day, it's like, I wasn't expecting that to pop up as like something that I had to take care of. It's like an unexpected errand that you have to run. Yeah. But your resourcefulness is going to be your strength. You're going to figure out how to get it done. If something unexpected pops up this week, use your resourcefulness to get it done. You're going to care for yourself. You're going to care for your life and the people around you with patience and a steady love. You have wisdom, and that's part of your strength too, to create the stability and the comfort in your environment. Basically, it's saying wherever you find yourself this week, make it cozy, make it comfy, make it feel good. Because it feels like you can't really change it right away. We can't say, no, I refuse to acknowledge that, I refuse to deal with that. That might be part of our Eight of Swords. This is you dealing with it and saying, I'm going to make it the very best thing. It's kind of like when your boss says, you have to work this Saturday. And we don't want to. I don't want to work Saturday. But we know we have to. We know we can't argue with it. We could, but we're not going to. And we're saying, well, God, okay, I guess I got to work Saturday. Shoot. Okay, well, you know what? You're going to make it the best darn Saturday at work you've ever had. Maybe bring your music. Maybe you're going to bring a special lunch or something, or you tell yourself that you're going to treat yourself to a wonderful Sunday, the next day after the work day. Make it the very best thing that you can. You have an ability to create stability and comfort in your environment. Because Spirit is saying this is the environment you get right now. You got to make it good, right? And that's going to also kind of that practical action is going to show that you really care. Okay? So you're going to make it the best thing that you can. You're going to bring your favorite blanket or something, or like, you're going to make it fun. You're going to make it comfortable, and you're going to stabilize that, and it's going to be a lot better than you imagine. Okay? And for some of you, yeah, maybe this is work stuff, maybe this is unexpected, maybe it's the flat tire in the car, unexpected issues or detours or unexpected speed bumps, unexpected chores or errands that you might have to run, unexpected developments in your life, okay? It could be of any nature. But you're going to have that grounded presence, and you're going to bring peace. I can't talk today. You're going to bring peace to the situation. But we've got to deal with the Eight of Swords first, don't we? Because that's an overthinking energy. This is, in the Queen of Pentacles, right? It's very resourceful. What's the Eight of Swords? Helpless. It's very different, right? Spirit has a sense of humor today. Very different from our Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is very resourceful, saying, I'm going to make the best of it. I'm going to bring my comfortable blanket. I'm going to bring my favorite food. It's going to be great. I'd rather not be at work on a Saturday, but I'm going to make this the most fun, most comfortable, enjoyable Saturday at work I've ever had. The Eight of Swords is saying, I can't do it. I'm trapped. I don't know what to do. I'm helpless. So we got to get out of this, because this is a self-imposed barrier. Whatever the detour is, the Eight of Swords is like, I don't know how to drive suddenly, It's just a detour. You know how to drive. You're good at driving. Just because this wasn't the road you thought you were going to be on this week, you still know how to drive. You didn't suddenly forget how to use the gas pedal, the brake, and the steering thing, right? So fear and doubt may be present, but you have that resourceful energy, so you're going to have to overcome this. And I think that having a new perspective is going to help you not feel so trapped or stuck, not feel so helpless. There are things that you can do to make this just perfectly wonderful, you know? The detours, and that's, I think, trust in, that's what the coyote, we've got to think of that card. Trust in the divine detours. This is not trust. This is like, oh my gosh, I'm worried about, I'm ruminating, I'm looping back in on the same problems. I'm stressed out. Okay, we're worried about it. What you need to do with the Queen of Pentacles is take the actual steps to make it better, to find a way to enjoy the detour. The first thing we need to do with that Eight of Swords, though, is trust in the divine detour. And this detour, maybe you're not literally in the car. Maybe it's a detour at home. Maybe I thought, well, this week was going to be, I go to work, go to school, spend time with the family. I'm going to go see my friends on Friday. I'm going to do these other things. I have this whole plan. Maybe this is the day. You have the whole day planned out. I'm going to wake up and have breakfast. Then I'm going to go outside. I'm going to do work in the yard. I'm going to go grocery shopping. Then I'm going to do this and this and this and this. And it could be that all that stuff just gets jumbled up and shaken up and rearranged because suddenly a friend needs you to help them with something. Suddenly you get called into work or something like that. Or the place that you wanted to go, then it's closed. Or the friend you were going to meet with, they have to cancel for something. So your plans get all jumbled up. It's a detour. It's just a detour. And sometimes the detour is the tour, right? The tour of a new landscape. And if you look at it that way, there might be some interesting things to see. It might be a lot more fun than you realize. I think you can make it fun. And I always bring things back to my daughter. I've got a 5-year-old daughter. And if the day doesn't go the way she was planning on it, she gets upset. If the day just happens to not go the way, like maybe in the morning we say, hey, we're going to go swimming at the Y later. But then after school, it's like, hey, I'm sorry, we can't go swimming. The pool's closed today. We didn't know, but that's an unexpected detour. She'll get very upset. And it's okay, well, you know what? We can make this day even better than going swimming at the Y. You know, let's go for a hike and get some ice cream or something. And she'll say, wow, yeah. That's way better than swimming at the Y, you know? So it's just kind of like we can turn something that is unexpected and feels like out of our control, we can make it something beautiful. And that's the energy for the week, all right? And trusting those divine detours. You have a 5 of Cups, of course, makes perfect sense. Sadness over what's been lost. Sadness over what was supposed to be there but wasn't there. This is the sadness, the feeling of frustration or disappointment about the detour. So this is exactly what I said about my daughter. You know, the milk has been spilled, and that's unfortunate. But let's focus on the positive. Let's focus on what we can do. We got to go to work on Saturday. Oh, man. Okay, sucks. How can we make this the best Saturday at work ever, you know? Maybe you find out that your best friend is also having to go to work with you on that Saturday. So the two, you're going to get to work together. Maybe you realize that it's just going to be you or the two of you. And so like managers aren't going to be there. It's just going to be like, it's going to be way more fun than you thought. Okay. I used to have to go and do extra work, especially towards the holidays. I worked at a manufacturing company. So they'd make us go to work on the weekends because we're getting ready for the end of the year. And they wanted to like push through as much product by the end of the year as possible, right? You know, make the year look good. And so we'd have to come in on a Saturday. But it was like a skeleton crew, and we didn't have to wear our normal clothes. We could bring, music. We ordered pizza, and maybe we did some things we weren't supposed to add to the enjoyment, but we'll leave that in the past. What happens at work stays at work, right? But I think that's kind of the issue with the Five of Cups is that, we're sad over something, and it may, it may really be unfortunate, yeah. The Five of Cups is disappointment. Something should have been there and it wasn't. I was expecting something, I didn't get it, I'm disappointed. Don't let that blind you to what the potential, what the possibility is here. There's hope. You just got to turn and you got to look at it. You got to release that and you got to say, I accept. Okay, fine. And that's why there's no major arcana cards, because Spirit's saying you just got to accept that this is the circumstance. This has been what happened. Your friend canceled on you. Okay. Maybe we can make it a really, really fun night at home, We have to look at the bright side of things right now. Focus on what we can do, not on what has been taken away from us, as unfair as it might be, Anyway, let's talk about the good stuff. Let's talk about the Page of Wands here. The Page of Wands is very excited. And I think that part of this is that, you were, let's say if we're looking at this linearly, right? You were very excited about something, but then there is that disappointment as the circumstances have changed. As you have this detour, this excitement of the page has now become disappointment, okay? But instead of feeling helpless, what you're doing is you're finding new ways to, you're being very resourceful and finding new ways to liven up the week, all right? I don't think it's anything big either. I think it's like a friend cancels or like something that you thought your favorite TV show was going to have a new episode this week, but then they delayed it till next week or something. It's just like, oh man. Okay. But the Page of Wands is very excited, very curious. Something really was lighting up your week, right? I think that this is also now, as much as it is sort of the energy with which you're going into the week and then there's a detour, I feel like this can be still the excitement of the detour. What if we were to get excited about the detour? Ooh, a detour. I like it when things surprise me, Not always, but if it happens, how can we turn it into a good thing? Let's get some good ideas. Let's get curious. Let's get playful, right? Let's get inspired. We get to explore something new. Okay? There's a youthful spirit here that's going to guide you better than that overthinking Eight of Swords would guide you, because that's helpless. This is like, ooh, all right, an adventure. That's what I tell my daughter when we have a detour in our day. I say, honey, this is the best. This is an adventure. We get to go on a quest. That's exciting. We don't know what is going to happen. And it's just a way, and sometimes we got to treat ourselves like we're 5. And we've got to do that for ourselves. And maybe you're doing it for your kids or your friends or coworkers or something like that too. But being open, being playful, and having this sort of vibrant energy to guide us. Be open to that new experiment. Be open to that learning that new path or doing that new thing. Stay curious, because I feel like this detour, as small as it might be, I feel like there's a gift waiting for you. And surely the 9 of Cups is that gift, okay? Let's not forget about the good stuff. So I think that if we go into it with the right attitude, we'll realize the gift, okay? We'll realize the gift. And of course, you have your 8 of Wands. Everyone this cycle has gotten the 8 of Wands, I think, just about. That's really life being very fast-paced. And especially when life is this busy, when there is this momentum and this movement, any little detour is going to feel like all these wands just come crashing down to the ground. It's like when everything is just in harmony, everything's in this flow, one little thing, one little pebble is going to cause the whole thing to crash. You know what I mean? It feels like that. Okay? It feels like maybe you've been making a lot of progress, things have been going your way, everything's been flowing in the same direction, and then one of these wands, like one of the engine goes out, or one of the tires go flat. And it's just that it kind of throws the whole vibe off. It throws the whole momentum of the day off. Yeah. And, you know, I can't help but think of life with my family. And sometimes it happens, okay? That sometimes, you know, we have this momentum of our week, and then something unexpected happens, and it's a detour, and it feels like our momentum gets derailed. And we get into that Five of Cups. And then we have a choice. We either stay in the Five of Cups and we get into an Eight of Swords too, or we say, you know what, I'm going to go Page of Wands, Seven of Cups. And that's what we're doing, right? So when this happens, you have the choice of routes to take. We could stay here, or we could embrace these two. Now, I'm even embracing the Seven of Swords, because the Seven of Swords is saying, hey, things didn't go as planned. How can we take this detour? How can we navigate this new landscape? Okay? This is something that was not part of the plan. Yeah. So now this is a new strategy. Yeah. This is saying, like, you know, because we had the six, let's say the Six of Swords, which is, okay, we got the plan. Everything's going according to schedule. This is like now the schedule has been thrown way, way off. Maybe flights, you know, it's kind of the cliche stereotype sort of examples, like your flight's delayed. Okay, well, that ruins the momentum that I had. Cascades, throws off the rest of the week. Okay, can't control that. You know, if anything, you can't control the airplane schedules and the flight delays. But now it's saying, like, okay, well, now I don't have to do those things that were on my list exactly. So now what can I do? So I feel like there's almost a freedom here. Okay, not everything is as it seems. I feel like this is now we can explore other distractions, other options are there now. Okay, I think that we're using this as an opportunity to say, hey, okay, I can put this stuff down and I can be curious. I can look at other things. Maybe this is saying that, you know, the plan that we had isn't working anymore. The map that I was using flew out the window. Okay, there's something liberating in that. Because now it's like, now let's just explore. Let's go. While you want to go left, let's go left. You want to go right, let's go right. What do you want to do? Let's do it. Kind of now we have all these possibilities open to us, you know. And maybe now we're able to see that we can pursue things that we weren't going to have time to do. Now it's like, okay, the flight's delayed. Well, now I got all this extra time. Let's go walk around. Let's go look at stuff. You know, let's go shopping or something, or let's go eat at the restaurant. I love airports for some reason. Anyway, I think I just love traveling. But anyway, yeah, the Seven of Swords to me feels like it's a very good card. It's a card of distractions. It's a card of saying now there are all these other possibilities that we can let in. And the Page of Wands is very excited about that, because now it's just like, now it's open. And this detour is giving us other things to look at, other things to experience. And I think that's a wonderful energy. And the Nine of Cups, of course, is a very wonderful energy too. And this is, of course, happiness. To me, it feels like there is a hidden blessing. This is an emotional satisfaction and contentment, and this is still there for you this week. This is the highlight. This is like your wishes are coming true. This is comfort and happiness. But remember, it's your resourcefulness that's going to create this. You have to make this a win. And I think that as you do, the Queen, remember the Queen of Pentacles, the resourcefulness that you can make this very comfortable and cozy and fun and happy and joyous. I think that this is going to be your gratitude, you know, for that, for yourself and whoever's around you. Being very thankful that you took action and made this something good, rather than sinking into that disappointed feeling and it just stays bad and it gets worse. I feel like the detour is also bringing you some kind of gift. I think you're going to realize that it's kind of a blessing that things didn't go as planned, because it put you in touch with something else that was very fulfilling and brought you a lot of joy. So this might be your gratitude for the detour, saying thank you for the detour, Spirit, trusting in the divine detour. And at the end of it, saying thank you for the detour, because this brought me a really nice day. I had a lot of fun, So allow yourself to enjoy the luxuries and the pleasures of the detour. You have to be able to recognize those. And your happiness is going to grow when you share it with others too. Okay, so I think there might be kind of that group aspect of things, or like a family aspect, or it has something to do with you and a friend, or, I don't know, maybe your friend canceled. Well, that's okay. Now you get to spend more time with the dog, right? Something like that. I feel like there is an aspect of sharing to a lot of this. But the Two of Pentacles, yeah, that's your ability to balance and adapt. Yeah. It's your flexibility, it's your versatility. Change is natural. Detours happen. This is you staying balanced and centered, staying grounded when life is going up and down and side to side through all the twists and turns. Remember the ups and downs and the twists and turns of life? This is you staying balanced and reacting and responding and dealing with things in a very proactive way. Yeah. As you're driving your car, the road is going like this. And then this card is you're following the curves of the road. You're not just trying to go straight when the road is twisting beneath you, right? Be on the road, off the road, on the road, off the road. No, you're easing into those turns. You're leaning into change. And you're responding in a very kind of wise and resourceful way, being very proactive. Change is natural, okay? And you're adapting to those things that are changing. That's life, right? Life changes, and we respond to that. This is how you behave when life, throws you a detour. So this is you also, like I said, staying grounded and moving with the currents and the twists and turns of the road. It's also you organizing your time and your resources wisely to optimize that detour. The detour arises. Don't spend too much time lamenting, but say, okay, there's a change of plans. That means my supplies have changed. That means I'm going to rearrange my schedule. That means I got to call, the doctor. I got to reschedule that appointment, or, it's other things have to be kind of juggled around. Okay. So this is you optimizing it. So that at the end of the day, you can say, wow, that detour, not only did it not blow the whole day, it actually made the day better. But if we stay in our Eight of Swords, Five of Cups, that detour is going to ruin the day. All right. Now, we also have a 3. This is teamwork, okay? So I think that, yes, there is this element of, you're kind of working together with the people around you in order to optimize the detour and make the absolute very best of it. I feel like as you embrace the detour yourself and you take care of business, this is TCOB, you're going to get recognized for that. So this is like you're called in to work on a Saturday, and instead of complaining and groaning like everybody else, you show up, you make it fun, you lift morale, you get everybody kind of motivated and say, come on, let's make this fun, let's do this, let's knock this work out, and let's go home and let's party, I feel like you're being recognized as a leader because of that, because of your ability to deal with the detours of life and turn them into gold, turn those lemons into the lemon meringue pie, right? I think some of you are being very, you're being looked at very highly because of that ability, because of that resourcefulness. Okay? I feel like this is your destiny calling you. I feel like this is a fated moment, and this is how you're responding to it. I feel like you've got to trust this. Yeah. And I think that you're sort of taking pride in what you're doing right now, and there's an element of craftsmanship here. Okay, this might be your forte. You know, Capricorn, the goat, might be really good at taking the detours. You might actually really enjoy the detours. Could be that some of you, Capricorn, have a shared project or a shared goal that is, perhaps there has been a detour in that aspect, like you had some sort of plan for the way the business was going to go, but then something unexpected happened, and now we sort of had to switch gears. Well, I think everything is still going to come together the way you wanted it to. I feel like, Capricorn, you're getting to the destination. It's just that the route has changed. Okay? Whether it's in your schematics for your business, or the art project, or the music you're making, or literally you're traveling somewhere this week. You're getting to the destination just through a different route, and that route's going to be the scenic route. There's a lot to experience there, but you're still getting there. Okay, and that's going to be the happiness. I think you're getting there, and you're going to be very, very happy with the journey. It's going to be really an experience. It's going to be a unique thing. It's not just going to be the same old trip that we've always taken, right? So finally, we have a King of Swords. By the way, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. I forgot to mention that. And also hit the like button, please. The King of Swords, rational leadership, fairness, authority, logic, balanced sort of decisions. You're very clear, you're very firm, you're very structured in your choices. Others may look to you for some of that clarity and leadership and direction. This is the honesty, though. This is really this is you trying to say, okay, you know what? Fine. The detour was the more fun route anyway. You know, this is, I think, at the end of it, is kind of like that recognition that your steadiness of mind, your fixed air, this is a fixed air energy. Your fixed and firm air energy, your mind that is just not frazzled by the detours. This is a card that's saying, I trust. You look at this figure, and they don't really look like they're trusting much. They don't look like they're so sure about anything. You can almost see their sword trembling in their hands, but it's like, I'm trying to be okay. I'm trying to trust the way things are going. And I think that you're doing your very best, and it is going to be way better than you thought. Okay? And we have to be clear-headed, and we have to just say, okay, this is the situation, this is the reality on the ground, and I just have to deal with it the best I can. I'm very resourceful. I'm going to make this work. It's like you're throwing a birthday party for your kids, and like the magician has to cancel, and half of their friends canceled, and the cake's not ready. Oh gosh, that sounds like a disaster. And instead of freaking out, you say, okay, those are the facts. There's no magician, half the friends are gone, and there's no cake. You're resourceful enough, you could whip something up and make it better, and make it work, and make it better than it would have been anyway. That's the energy of the week, okay? Let's look at the mystery card also. Maybe this will be the Empress. This could be the Devil too, I guess, your superpower card. Whatever you think it's going to be, I want you to put a prediction in the comments, all right? Let's do that now. Let's bring some positivity to the comments today. Yeah, I feel like we kind of need that encouragement. It's going to be a good week, I promise you. We've got to be open to the divine detours. Let's see what we have. Oh, yeah, see, look at that. Love. That's one heck of a detour, isn't it? It may be a detour that you end up really finding something, and this is the gift, finding something absolutely amazing on this. It's like you take the detour, and it's like you found the best restaurant, the little hidden gem that you never knew was there. It's like the best restaurant ever. It's like you, life gives you a detour, and that's where you end up finding or meeting like the love of your life. It's that kind of a synchronicity. Yeah. So be open to meaningful connections, whether it's in romance or friendship or partnership. It could be you're going into work on Saturday, but you know what? You're going to make the best friends of your life because they also have to work there on Saturday. And all you together are just going to you're going to become best friends. Okay. This is a card of giving and receiving in equal measure. So it's kind of saying you're going to get out of it what you put into it. If you go into it with really a poor attitude or really low expectations and just bad vibes, you're going to get bad vibes out of it. Okay. There's also a time for unity and cooperation. So it's kind of if you're freaking out, the kids are going to freak out. If you stay calm and you're happy and excited and you're very hopeful and very optimistic, so will be everybody else. And so will be you at the end of it all too, So we're choosing connection, we're choosing love, we're choosing to accept and embrace what Spirit is giving us as a gift. Spirit is giving you a divine detour and you're saying, thank you for the gift. Not really sure how to use it yet, but I'll figure it out. That's the vibe. So we're going to do an extended reading. I hope you will join me. There is a join button right down there. We're going to do an I Ching hexagram. We're going to do oracle cards. We will clarify love and money. And we'll spin the yes/no coin. Capricorn, I thank you, I love you, and we are all in this together.